What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about two main things. For one, we're going to talk about patch 6.1, and two, we're going to talk about the Blizzard quarterly earnings report. Now, the quarterly earnings report is obviously something Blizzard puts out for its stockholders to see kind of how the company is doing, and in that quarterly earnings report, they talk about growth and decline of their games, etc., etc., etc. Pretty much everything you'd want to know if you were a stockholder at Blizzard. Now, one thing that's really kind of surprising to me is that WoW is stable at 10 million subscribers. How crazy is that? How crazy is that that it still has 10 million subscribers? Like, I mean, for one, it's a 10-year-old game, 10 million subscribers, 10 years old. That's crazy, right? Illuminati confirmed. But still, that's I'm really surprised. I'm honestly really surprised. And I mean, of course, I made the hour-long video talking about how all the things are wrong with the game. But even besides that, people just quit after the end of the expansion, after the beginning of the expansion. Like, I've had a lot of friends, like almost all my friends came back and started playing, and only a couple of them are still playing now because they're kind of waiting for more content. Now, that's what we're going to be talking about a lot with 6.1. And I'm also going to show you guys a couple of things because, like, Blizzard said that they're kind of expecting for the numbers to go down during the expansion. Now, I think that this is like kind of negative thinking, and I don't really know why this like mindset has been adopted, and I don't really see because like what I'm trying to get at here is that in Burning Crusade and in Wrath of the Lich King, subscriber numbers never really went down. In Wrath of the Lich King, I think at a certain point they didn't go up, but they did not go down. And I think I have like a little graph here, and I'm not really gonna look at it too much, but I know that from Burning Crusade they still went completely up, and from Wrath of the Lich King they also went up. Now I understand that like the lifespan of a product, the product cycle in the in the growth stage of the of the product, and we're kind of at the maturity stage here and trying not to go into decline, or at least Blizzard is definitely trying not to go into decline like they were doing with Mists of Pandaria. But it's still kind of depressing to me that the expectation is for subscriber numbers to go down because I don't really think that that has to be true. I know a lot of my friends who used to play all the time in Burning Crusade, same in Wrath of the Lich King, and they don't really find the same reason to do that now. Of course, they have real life concerns, and everybody has that, same as they did back then, but everybody made time back then because the game had more rewards, and which is what I was really hoping that 6.1 will bring. Instead, we're going to be getting a selfie camera. Now, the funny thing about that is that not me, I wish, MMO Champion, they actually did a poll on what feature people are most I guess like looking forward to or whatever. Well, it's actually called which of these features is your favorite, and there are four choices. And the selfie camera has 16%, voice chat has 9%, and Twitter integration has 3%. You know what has the other 70%? None of the above. And so I would say that that's kind of a pretty big indicator of what people think about the selfie camera and all this other stuff, because to me, I don't really like it. I think it's kind of silly, and I know that it's not like, okay, Blizzard's spending all of our money or something like that, or all of the subscriber money on a selfie camera, but at the same time, it's like, what audience are they really catering to? And when 70% of people, and this is not just like a poll of like 15 people, this is how many people voted, 64,000. And also, to compare it, how many times, guys, have you ever used the in-game voice chat system? For me, zero. I have never used it once. I tried. Actually, no, I didn't even try it whenever it came out in Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King. I heard that it sucked. I opened up the tab. I couldn't figure it out, and I never even went anywhere from there. And so when the voice chat gets 9%, there's not really a lot to be said. I think a lot of people probably think Vent is the voice chat for WoW. It's like Blizzard owns Vent, something like that. So that's pretty ridiculous. And also, they did another poll, and this poll is, are you going to use the Twitter integration? 90% of people said no. 90% of people said that they are not going to use the Twitter integration. Now, if you were to do a poll and ask people, are you going to do the new raid? There's probably going to be a lot more people who are going to say yeah. And so that's really what kind of bothers me, is that it seems that who is Blizzard really trying to cater to? And I know that in Wards of Draenor, there was like this idea that, we're going back to the old WoW, and I think that's partially true, minus our Facebook game that we've had added called a Garrison. But besides that, I think that, they've kind of done a lot to do, I guess, like, in terms of like in that direction, in terms of the old school direction, because somebody actually asked me about this a couple days ago, and I think that like if they really want to capture that old school feel, they've really got to add some more raid progression and a lot more like just personal, I guess, like individual character progression in the game. And that's what I really want to see. And that's what I want to see in 6.1. And that's why I'm really, really worried, guys, that I'm not going to see. I'm worried I'm going to see a fucking selfie camera. And guys, I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Right now, whoever thought of the Twitter integration with the selfie camera and everything like that needs to be given like $1 million raise, because Twitter is a huge, huge way for advertisers to get their message out. And even though Warcraft is not like a lot of people know about WoW, okay? They did a South Park episode on it in 2006. And so a lot of people know about the game, but at the same time, all that more advertising, because each time an individual advertises with like hashtag Warcraft or something like that, Warcraft tag is trending. And Twitter has a thing where, because I'm not like a Twitter expert, okay? I'm not like a social media Twitter expert. I know a little bit about like Facebook and stuff, but Twitter, pretty much nothing. But I do know that whenever a certain hashtag trends for long enough, Twitter automatically pushes it down. That's the same way how Reddit has an upvote or downvote system with the front page. And so what I think is really kind of cool here is that people are going to be like, all right, 6.1 comes out. So, or like, let's say, like Gul'dan. Gul'dan ends up being the last boss in Warlords of Draenor. Somebody kills Gul'dan, what's it going to be? Hashtag Gul'dan. And so what's going to be trending on Facebook? Hashtag Gul'dan. People go on Facebook and they're looking for porn and they see hashtag Gul'dan. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, they're killing this ogre, or what is he, an orc? Maybe I should play this game. Like, I mean, how many times is that going to happen? Probably not 1,000,000 times, but if it happens like just a little bit, a few times, like that's going to be obviously a huge benefit for Blizzard. And so I think that the Twitter integration is an excellent, amazing marketing tool for Blizzard, and I'm not really saying that's a bad thing, but what I am saying is that I think that it's like, what the fuck do we subscribe to the game for? We subscribe to the game to play some content, to kill some dragons, to to farm some ore, to like, I love killing birds, okay? Like, you guys know this. I love killing birds, and I want some new birds to kill, especially birds and bears. And Iron Docks are talking about having like a new daily quest hub in Iron Docks, and I think that that's really good. I'm glad about that. I'm happy about that. But as I said before, what I'm worried about is it's not going to have enough content to keep people involved. And it's like in the alpha stage of Warlords of Draenor, they had like Farallon, which is the equivalent of Netherstorm. Farallon was like Netherstorm before it. I don't know. I don't even know how Outland happened, honestly. I need to read into that, to be honest. But Farallon is pretty much where where Netherstorm is, and it actually had Farallon on the map in the alpha version of Warlords of Draenor. And so, because I played it for a little while. Now, the thing with that is that obviously they kind of didn't really promise that for Warlords of Draenor, but they kind of, I guess they had it on the map, and so it was obviously planned, and then it was kind of taken off of the docket. The same with Tannin Jungle. And so it seems like the goalposts here have been moved and moved and moved and moved. And so at this point, people are just going to be happy if we have all of the different, I guess, like zones that are actually on the map now. And I think that would be good. Tannin Jungle would be good. But I do also want to see Farallon, and I want to see a lot more group content. Now, one thing that they're also doing in 6.1 is they're adding some more garrison invasion stuff. Great idea. Awesome idea. The only thing that I have a problem with that is that it's not like lengthy content. Like, whenever you do a garrison invasion, it's like 10 minutes and that's it. And so it's like you do a dungeon with somebody, and you might spend, like, back in the day, you spend like an hour with that person, you spend 2 hours with that person, you spend 6 hours with that person if you're doing BRD. And so you really get to know people at this point, and that's how you really make friends, not through some 10-minute LFD, LFM 2 more dungeon or garrison invasion, and you just do it, it's 10 minutes, no big deal, right? And so I think that that's important, but I think there needs to be more long-term and, more incentive to like be in a guild, to play with groups of players, all that kind of stuff. That's what really kind of keeps the game going, and that's what people really love. It's like, I remember I get some of my friends to start playing a game again, and I would say, yo, do you remember the time that we did something? Not the time that you killed a boss. Who gives a shit about that? Like, it's like, I don't care about killing Sinestro. Like, the reason I care about killing Sinestro for the first time is because of all the people that I killed it with. I had a great time with those people. And so that's what people play the game for. And so you got to make things that facilitate that. And so that's what I'm really hoping that they do, and I'm worried that they won't. And so hopefully, like, I've talked before about like complaining and not having any solutions, and I want to talk about some of my solutions that I think would really help. And one of the main things is, it's not just for Blizzard, it's for everybody, is that make forum posts. It's like I'm not going to try and say, oh, advertise my video, advertise my video. I don't give a shit about that. I do, but you don't have to do that, and it'll be really corny for me to ask you guys to do that too. But advertise the ideas. If you like an idea that I have, put it out there. If you like an idea, if you don't like an idea that I have, and you like something, some other idea, put it out there, because it's really important that Blizzard and everybody else that's in the game is talking about what can make the game better, not complaining about how the selfie camera is taking 95% of the development budget, because it's not. It's not taking hardly any percentage of the budget to do this. It's just a little fun thing. But when a lot of the focus is around the selfie camera and Twitter integration, and I'd say like just the general population of playing WoW, people play WoW, are not really too into selfies and Twitter, it's really kind of a conflict of interest, or at least like a disillusionment. And so let me see how long this video is right now. Okay, it's getting kind of long. I didn't want to make this really too long of a video because I wanted to just talk to you guys for a little while about just those two things. You know, what I'm hoping for in patch 6.1, what I'm worried about with patch 6.1, and I'm really glad that it's got 10 million subscribers again. You know, that's 10 million people that can potentially watch my videos. And so that is a good thing, but at the same time, I really do hope it stays that way. But I think Blizzard has a lot of work to do to keep that happening, because there's a very big lacking of level 100 in-game content, and I realized this whenever I was doing my stream. This is gonna be the last thing I talk about. I realized this whenever I was doing my stream is like we did TOT, we did like I don't know, something else, and I was like, well, what else can people do in Warlords of Draenor? And I was like, let's run around, and then we ran around for a while, and then we pretty much called it. Like that was pretty much it, and I really kind of felt bad about that, because I remember in Mists of Pandaria there were a lot of other things to do, and you know, I just kind of wish that Blizzard would add more outdoor world content, and I know that they're doing that. I know they're doing that, and so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And whenever it does come out, I'll probably come out with some PTR videos for you guys, so you guys can see what to expect, and I might actually do that during the stream as well. So guys, that's pretty much all I got really to talk about. I'd say good news, but I really hope that it becomes even better with some really good 6.1 patch notes. Maybe a warrior 50% damage buff. That would be perfect. So until then, that's pretty much all I got. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.